result, and in the end, Vincent maintains a 1-game lead. If you're Wesley, it feels good because you were getting outplayed again, right? You held the position, so.
But how often are we going to say that that's occurring here, right? Holding the position. Right. It feels like Wesley's doing that a lot. It's a skill, and he's showcasing it here. But you're objectively not supposed to win a match when that is the main thing that happens during the game.
Amon, I looked over at you at the camera and looked back at the board to see f6, e5, d4, and I was like, "What is? How did this happen?"
Yeah, this is a wild opening. Amazingly, I want to say this is probably still theory, and I've seen this before.
Okay, well, I took one second to just look at our program monitor, and this looks wild. The queen's coming to b3. If you've seen this before, you're going to have to teach me. Teach. What is going on here? Ben Feingold says no f6.
And Ben would be correct, because the thing with f6 here that you're disliking is exactly what Ben is talking about when he says no f6. You can't castle. Yeah. Black has this pawn. Did you just draw that? You did that, right?
I did. Yeah, that was me. Not my apologies. Here, I'll use a different color.
You got me going there, Danny. I said, "Oh my goodness, I thought I knew this position, but if Bishop f7 is the move."
Okay. By the way, hands up. That's the computer. You got me.
I'm watching you, Danny.
The computer says knight e5. There's not a Danny.
Okay.
Wow, look at that. Knight takes e5. We're gonna have fireworks.
That one I can get behind. You have queen h5 coming, and a lot can go wrong here. This is actually why the move pawn to f6 can look a little bit wrong, and it's moves like knight e5. Vincent's got that. He's got that face like, I think I can play this move, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, the computer says that was a huge miss. What does Black do to keep the edge? Do you just take c5, or maybe bishop g4 even, actually? Is it bishop?
Yeah, I think bishop takes c5 is a pretty dangerous looking move here for white, because now all the knight e5 stuff, I don't think it should work as well. And so you can't go back into that. And then if you're just down material here, I don't think this can be good.
And now bishop g4. Okay, knight e7 played, simple development. So Vincent does miss his chance with knight takes e5, and he's just down a pawn. Wesley maybe with a chance to strike back. By the way, he's also up on the clock. This is one of the first games we've seen where Wesley has a number of things going for him.
Yep. If bishop b3, I think you are kind of just unhappy because you don't want to lose that bishop. So I'm wondering, how can he find a good way to keep that bishop? And bishop takes d4. I think he's trying to retreat it to c4 if Black captures on d4, which is why Wesley is going to say, let me get rid of that bishop. It's the most menacing piece. I don't even care that I've given some pawns back. I just want to castle again. And not to mention, the knight on b5 is, kind of trapped there for a sec temporarily because of a4.
Yeah, it feels a little scary to be making these moves with your king in the center, but you're right. Attacking the knight first, probably the most accurate thing to do. By the way, queen takes d3 was not a good idea because the knight could come to c7 with a fork, for anyone keeping track of that. Now that is a computer move. Hands up. Castles is the best move for Black now.
After castles, I'm wondering if we're playing queen takes b4. I think we are, and the knight on e7 is hanging. Queen takes d3 means both of the other knights are under attack. So we might just see like a total liquidation here. A lot of pieces disappearing. I find myself liking Wesley's position because we've got the 4-on-3, and at the moment, I am feeling like the a pawn is more of a liability than a strong pass pawn.
Yeah, and then the third reason to like Wesley's position is not on the board, but on the clock. You also have that extra time, and Vincent has struggled a little bit there. So let's see if Wesley can keep that lead on time. Attacks the queen. Maybe you come into f4. Watch out for something jiggy over here.
Agreed. Yeah, this is and the players, it looks like, are going to get one more 3+1 game, which is quite meaningful. And yeah, it actually definitely looks now, if you just trade the queens here, it definitely looks like you're going to lose that b pawn. I struggle to see how you keep that b pawn with a knight on b3. Just trade and rook b8 and knight c3.
Yeah.
Like, you should be winning that.
Yeah, even maybe slightly more accurate here with the move order. Wesley plays rook b8, and if you get a 4-on-3, that is an end game that you can win with knights on the board. Everybody, that's not just a draw. Wesley will take everything, trade on a1, win the b pawn, and he will be pushing this end game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting that I would have taken on b5 before even playing h5 because I would want to have the rook on b5 attacking the knight on b3. Okay, now the knight can sort of slide to e6, and I just don't know why we allowed that.
Yeah, I think you actually almost have to play knight e7. You don't want to move the king and allow knight e6. So I'm with you, Amon. That was it felt like a tempi you can throw in because you were like, white can't do anything, but I think it was inaccurate by Wesley. Okay, here comes knight e6. This is not the right way to approach this.
The annoying thing about these positions is when you take on g7 with the rook, king f5 really discoordinates your pieces. And if you take on g7 with the knight, it's just not a good move. So there's still a little bit of a chance here, I think. Pawn to h3 coming.
I was going to say, here we go, the alpha 0 pawn with a mating net at the last second.
Yep. Okay. I think he was concerned about pawn h3, pawn g4, losing the game on the spot to knight d3.
Whoa, computer says king to g4, followed by what? On rook takes
followed
d5.
By check and mate.
Oh, just check and mate after h3. Sorry, I was missing the move order. I thought the king had to come in first. But yes, rook checks and then h3 is mate. Okay.
I love that move.
Yeah, Wesley didn't see king g4. Now he's keeping the pressure. At some point, he's going to throw in e3, and this is just going to get wild.
Yeah, white. It seems harder to play for white. Definitely.
King g4. Oh, he just blundered that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
goodness. King f3, and it's a mating net. It's a mating net.
Yeah.
Vincent shakes his head. He just sees it now.
And the nasty thing was that after king g4, what he also blundered was rook takes d5 would have been that checkmate. Rook check and h3 mate.
Oh, that's what it was. Wow.
It was a double blunder. He could have won the